Hi, my name is Rahian Sutomo, and here I would like to present about law enforcement on the principle of neutrality towards state civil apparatus on district head election. The neutrality principle of state civil apparatus had been regulated in Law Number 5 of 2014 concerning state civil apparatus. Neutrality for state civil apparatus means that every state civil apparatus doesn't take side from any form of influence and doesn't take the interest of anyone. The field of regional head election. Regional head have the authority as regulated in the Government Regulation Number 9 of 2004 to appoint and dismiss state civil apparatus. This dilemma experienced by civil servants to enforce their neutrality as state servant as well as public servant, because if they are considered disloyal to the regional head, so they can easily be dismissed from his position or transferred. State civil apparatus must choose whether to remain neutral and not take the sides with the regional head, or whether civil servant must be involved in practical politics. So I will explain how is the legal protection for civil servant to maintain the neutrality in regional head election. The regional head election, which was originally elected by the members of the Regency DPRD, City DPRD, and Provincial DPRD, becomes directly elected by the people based on Law Number 32 of 2004 concerning regional government. And general election for regional head have direct consequences for the bureaucracy of civil servants in positioning themselves when dealing with the politics. On the one hand, civil servants must be neutral, and on the other hand, civil servants are faced with the strong political power and greatly affect the neutrality of civil servants. In this situation, places civil servant in a dilemma to be neutral or to do the otherwise. The participation of civil servant in politics, particularly supporting one of the candidates in regional head election. So this action actually could be avoided, but this is all depend to the mindset of the civil servant itself, because most of our civil servants want to occupy certain position regardless of their abilities and level or class or staffing. All civil servants know that they will receive flight to sever disciplinary sanction as stipulated in Government Regulation Number 53 of 2010 concerning the discipline of civil servants if they are proven and convincingly involved in politics practical. So to protect the state civil apparatus from the neutrality, they get a guaranteed career path. So in enforcing the neutrality, the civil servant will be protected by this guaranteed career path. The civil servant no need to worry about the career paths, because the career paths of civil servant had been guaranteed by the Law Number 5 of 2014 concerning state civil servant. to realize the policy and management of civil servant as part of the state civil apparatus. This is done by using the merit system. Um, the merit system is the policy and management of the state civil servant based on the qualification, competence, and performance in fair and reasonable manner without distinguishing their political background, race, color, origin, religion, gender, marital status, age, or condition of disability. To create a professional and neutral state civil servant, the state civil apparatus is supervised by the State Civil Apparatus Commission or the KASN. To create professional and neutral state civil servant, the state civil apparatus is supervised by the State Civil Apparatus Commission or KASN. And this is the duty of KASN. The first is to maintain the neutrality of state civil servant, of course, and the second is to supervise the professional development of the state civil apparatus, and the last is to report the monitoring evaluation of implementation of the management policy of the state civil apparatus to the president. Also, based on Article 32, Paragraph 3 of Law Number 5 of 2014, KASN is also authorized to decide whether there is a violation of the Code of Ethics, Code of Conduct for the state civil servant to be conveyed to civil service officer and authorized official to be followed up. And the next is, how is the mechanism for elected regional heads in proposing of official to fill the position? So the goal of the state could be achieved if there is an increase in the quality of human resources, which is manifest. So the goal of the state can be achieved if there is an increase in the quality of human resources, which is manifested in a civil society that obeys the law, has a modern civilization, democratic, prosperous, and just, and has high moral. An effort that must be made to achieve the goal of the country, namely by improving the quality of the people and society in a sustainable manner, are based on national capabilities by taking advantage of advances in science and technology and paying attention to the social development. In this regard, every government official doesn't have a public responsibility except for the area or the duty and responsibility assigned to the government official. So this kind of thinking makes the government bureaucracy act as neutral force from the influence of the interests of certain classes of groups. In order to realize the goals of the country, there must be a systematic effort that must be made by the government, namely by implementing good governance. In this case, what is meant by good governance is the process of exercising state power in providing public good and service, which is called as governance. while the best practice is called as good governance. So here is the conclusion from this presentation. The first is that the with the issuance of the law number 5 of 2014 concerning the state civil apparatus, the regulation of work relation between political officials and public officials is an equal or uncomparable relationship and not a relationship between subordinates and bosses, so that the civil apparatus can be professional and not neutral in the elections. In terms of legal protection for the neutrality of civil servant, it is regulated in the law number 5 of 2014 concerning the state civil apparatus and law number 23 of 2014 concerning regional autonomy. And then the second conclusion is freeing civil servants from certain groups, those requiring civil servant to be in a neutral position in serving the governing political force. Based on law number 5 of 2014 concerning state civil apparatus, the policy of the state civil apparatus law at the point where the importance of topic of the policies fulfilling the structural position in the context of developing human resources for apparatus based on merit, so that it is hoped that with this system, the state civil apparatus will compete to be able to fill a position in government and not just expecting the closeness of the police with the elected the elected regional head. So that's all from me. Thank you. Bye.